Hello distinguished subscribers and welcome to Kids Learning Italian. In this video we're going to study pronomi combinati, combined pronouns, come e dove usarli. We're going to see how and where we should be using them. So let's start. Pronomi indiretti, pronomi diretti. For pronomi combinati we need pronomi indiretti, pronomi diretti and ne partitivo. As much as ci that we're going to see in the next chart. For now, let's analyze this chart. Pronomi indiretti mi, ti, li, le, ci, vi, li. And pronomi diretti lo, la, li, le, ne. These get combined, but how? Here the pronouns mi, ti, ci, and vi, once combined with pronomi diretti lo, la, li, le, and ne, they no longer end with the letter I, but with the letter I. Mi becomes me once combined with pronomi diretto, direct object pronoun. Melo, telo, cielo, velo. But with the third singular person, li, le, and third plural person, li, they don't change. They just get combined with pronomi diretti. And le, once combined with a direct object pronoun, it does not continue being le, but it becomes li. Simply li, just li. And once combined, the pronomi indiretti, indirect object pronouns, are written before pronomi diretti, such as this sentence, for instance. Hai dato I fiori a Matteo. Yeah, Matteo. Sì. Li e li ho dati. Here, I fiori, for in order to use the right pronoun for the word I fiori, we use li. And for Matteo, we use li with the GLE. Even though in this question, I fiori, which is the direct object, precedes the word a Matteo, which is the indirect object. When writing as a combined pronoun, we put the pronoun that substitutes Matteo in front of the pronoun that gets written instead of the word I fiori. So, li e li, a Matteo li, I fiori. Another example. Hai dato la cartolina a Lucia. So for Lucia, we should use this indirect pronoun, le. And for la cartolina, we should use this direct pronoun, la. But when we use, so for Lucia, let's do it like this. We use le. And for la cartolina, the direct object pronoun for this word is la, because it's a noun of feminine gender and singular. That's why we use la. And for Lucia, a feminine name, we use le. But when we use them as a combined pronoun in the answer, they become, for instance, yes, like si, li, e la, o data. Here we used a sentence in simple past tense, which means that we need an auxiliary verb, and here it is o. In this case, the last letter of the direct object pronoun la will drop, and there will be an elision, li, e, lo, data. Because why data? Here in the question it was dato, and in the answer it became data, semplicemente perché qui il pronome diretto la, when used within a sentence in a composed tense, such as passato prossimo, the auxiliary verb makes the last letter of the direct object pronoun drop, and the last letter of the past participle has to agree with the direct object pronoun in gender and number. This only applies to tenses such as passato prossimo, condizionale composto, futuro anteriore, congiuntivo trapassato e così via. In compound tenses, this is the rule. Okay. So let's have a look at our chart. When we have a further look at it, we can see that here the pronouns mi, ti, ci, vi get written separately with the pronomi diretti direct object pronouns, which is not the case for these pronouns. Li, le, and li, they get written attached to the direct object pronoun. Li e lo, li e la, li e li. Again here, li e le, li e ne, they get always written attached, whereas these pronouns ci, vi, mi, ti get written in a separate way. And when used with verbs, here we saw that the pronoun precedes the verb, but in tenses such as imperativo, gerundio, oppure infinito, they do not precede the verb, but they get written afterwards, such as un verbo all'imperativo, diteli di venire oggi. Here, dite, tell him to come today. Diteli di venire oggi è una frase con un verbo all'imperativo. Here, the sentence contains a verb in the imperative mood. That's why the pronoun gets written right after the verb attached to it. Other than that, the pronouns precede the verbs in Italian. Okay, this is our chart. Melo, telo, lielo, cielo, velo, lielo, mela, tela, liela, cela, vela, liela, meli, teli, lieli, celi, veli, lieli, mele, tele, liele, cele, vele, liele, mene, tene, liene, cene, vene, liene. Ne does not make part of pronomi diretti, direct object pronouns, but here it is included in our chart. It's ne partitivo. We're going to have a look at it in the following chart slides as well. So let's continue with our next slide. Pronomi personali più ci locativo. And here we have a look at ci locativo, pronome ci used with pronomi diretti mi, ti, lo, la, ci, vi, li, le. When used with pronome ci, it becomes mi ci, ti ci. Here it changes place. Ce l'ho, ce l'ha. With ci, non esiste. There, it doesn't exist. Vi ci, ce li. Here again, it changes place. So ce and ci becomes ce and precedes direct object pronoun li, le, lo, and la. Ce li, ce le. Esempio. Sei mai stato alla Galleria degli Uffizi? No, mi ci porti tu? Have you ever been to Galleria degli Uffizi? No. Will you take me there? There, ci gives us this meaning. So let's continue. And here we have the pronomi riflessivi, particelle pronominali dei pronomi riflessivi. As you know, reflexive pronouns have pronouns. Reflexive verbs have pronouns that get used with it. Mi, ti, si, ci, vi, si are those pronouns. For instance, in words such as lavarsi, alzarsi, addormentarsi. Mi sono alzata alle 7 ieri. Yesterday I woke up at 7 o'clock. Si è dimenticato di andare in ufficio. He forgot to go to the office. Some verbs are not reflexive verbs in English. The verbs in Italian sometimes may not have their correspondences in English as a reflexive verb. So we have the pronomi diretti qua, and ne and ci used with those pronouns. So again, mi will become me, ti will become te, si will become se, ci will become ce, we will become ve, and again si will become se. Melo, telo, selo, celo, velo, selo. Mela, tela, sela, cela, vela, sela. Meli, teli, seli, celi, veli, seli. Mele, tele, sele, cele, vele, sele. Mene, tene, sene, cene, vene, sene. Mici, tici, cisi. Here it changes, and mi gets used as mi. It does not change into me, just like the rest of the reflexive pronouns. Mici, tici. Here it changes place. Ci, si. It doesn't follow, but it precedes. Si. Ci and ci non esiste. It doesn't exist. Vi, ci, and again, ci, si. So let's have a look at some examples with these uses. Esempio, ti sei abituata a vivere in questa città? And here we have phrasal verbs that get used with prepositions. Abituarsi a fare qualcosa. Abituarsi è un verbo riflessivo. It's a reflexive verb to get used to doing something. And it needs the preposition a. And in such cases, when we use prepositions such as con, a, su, we use ci, the pronoun ci. And when instead we use the prepositions such as di, da, with a verb, and then we use ne, pronoun ne. Ti sei abituata a vivere in questa città? Did you get used to living in the city? Sì, mi ci sono abituata. Yes, I got used to it. Mi ci sono abituata. Instead of saying I got used to living in the city, we simply say mi ci sono abituata. I got used to it. Chi vi ha parlato di questo argomento? Who spoke to you about this subject? Ce ne ha parlato Luigi. Parlare di qualcosa, that's why we use ne, to speak about something. Ce ne ha parlato Luigi. Luigi spoke to us about it. Ce ne, mi ci, just like in the chart that we have previously seen. So let's have a look at some exercises now. Hai dato I libri a Luigi? Hai dato I libri a Luigi? And we should reply with a combined pronoun. Sì, glieli ho dati. We say dati because the direct object pronoun li, that's why it has to agree with gender and number with the direct object pronoun. That's why we changed the last letter of the past participle into I. Did you give the books to Luigi? Yes, I gave them to him. Matteo vi ha parlato del suo nuovo lavoro? No, let's say it this time. Did Matteo talk to you about his new job? No, non ce ne ha parlato. No, non ce ne ha parlato. Parlare di qualcosa, to speak about something, that's why we use ne. And we put it here, just right before the verb, and to us. He didn't speak to us about it. Here it asks you all, meaning did he speak to you all? No, he did not speak to us about it. And that this gives this meaning c'è. Chi ti ha dato quei fiori? Who gave those flowers to you? To you, it asks to you, so I should say to me. Them to me. So me li ha dati Luigi. I fiori, that's why we should use direct object pronoun li. And when they ask you a question, and you should answer with me, saying ti ha dato, me li ha dati Luigi. Luigi gave them to me. Hanno portato il pacco al signor Bianchi? Did they bring the package to Mr. Bianchi? Sì. Glielo hanno portato. Here, as you can see, there is no elision because the elision with the glielo gets used only when the direct object pronoun is singular. Gliela portata Matteo. Or gliela dato Luigi. But when we say in the plural form, we cannot use it. Li ha portato, li ha portati Matteo. Here, when it's in the plural form, we cannot use the elision, and the last letter of past participle has to be agree with the direct object pronoun in gender and number. Here also we can say sì, gliel'hanno portato. Here we can also make elision or also omit it. In either case, both is correct. But we can opt for elision we want now. So this was our lesson on Pronomi Combinati. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.